Hello and welcome to the Millennial. Today we'll be talking about three simple topics. That's pretty much what's going to be going on every single time, I guess, this talk show starts. We're just going to be talking about three things that I come up with that are very important because I'm pretty sure all millennials are going through this energetic time of change and experience, and they are experiencing these same things on a worldly spectrum. And I definitely want to make sure that I am not a I don't want to be like an Oprah for the millennials, but I definitely do want to, talk about these things that I am definitely going through because I know that there are going to be more people that are going through these things. And hey, if nobody else is going to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it because it's awesome to have people in the community that comes together in a time of need and a time of understanding, because quite frankly, people need to come together. That is definitely a thing that needs to happen in every situation of evolving as humans. Definitely, we are the most evolved humans in this world, and of course, because we are at the current stage of time, and we've just soaked in so much. No matter if you're 80, no matter if you're 40, 30, 20. It's kind of the 20 to 30 to 40 is the millennial gap. Anybody else older than that kind of is not. But today we'll be talking about loving who you are. It's one of the topics that we're going to be talking about. Loving who you are can be hard. Loving who you are can be just the toughest thing and the best thing. That's why I feel like vibrationally it is the hardest thing to do, because it is the best vibration that you can bring to your existence, is that vibration of loving yourself. Now, everything is vibration, everything is sound. So I personally, as a Virgo male, I think of everything in vibrational terms, and every time you get to a new level of existence, you have to understand that there definitely is going to be a new devil. Every new level will be a new devil, and resisting temptation can be the hardest thing. But if you just continue to talk to yourself, if you just continue to love yourself, if you just continue to say the words of I am enough, I am awesome, I am enough, I am awesome, whatever you talk about is whatever you will manifest. And I truly think that if more people started to take their thoughts into consideration, they definitely will be having a better lifestyle. And I think that it's such a simple concept to me, because I am a very positive person, and I definitely watch who I talk to, and I treat my energy as a finite resource, kind of like money. I definitely treat my energy more precious than I treat my money. And it's amazing to see the turnout if you do treat your energy like money, watching where you do spend it, watching who you do give your time and your energy to, because loving yourself is definitely a part of paying attention to yourself. Those actions are definitely connected, and if you are not paying attention to yourself and you're not paying attention to the things that are inside of your body, then there is nothing, essentially no one else can do for you once you get to that point of low vibration. Only you can get yourself out of the gutter, nobody else. You can't depend on anyone to give you a certain level of existence. You can't depend on anybody to give you any level of existence. And love does that. Love makes you feel like you're actually here. Love actually makes you feel like you are standing in the spot that you're standing in. And if you've ever felt loved and liked and felt that feeling, then you know what I'm talking about. But when you love yourself, you always feel like that. You always feel like, all right, I'm enough. It doesn't matter who else tells me that I am not enough, or the only thing that matters is I love myself and I'm enough. And once people start to have that conversation with themselves, like, yo, I really love myself and I don't want anything to hurt me. I don't want to disrespect myself. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to start loving myself. I'm going to start meditating more. I'm going to start waking up. I'm going to start running. I'm going to start taking care of my body. I'm going to start watching what I eat. I'm going to start watching what I watch. I'm going to start watching who I talk to. I'm going to start watching all of these things, because once we start to do these things, beautiful things start to happen. You start planting seeds inside of your spiritual garden. And once you start to do that, the flowers of positivity start to grow inside of your life. And you can start to smell them and see them and say, oh my gosh, these flowers are so big and extravagant and amazing. I'm so happy that I took the time to love myself, because then you will notice, and this is the consensus, like, on every lifestyle. Nobody has helped anybody love themselves. You have to understand that, because nobody can. Nobody can help you love yourself. At least not all the way. Somebody can point out, hey, you need to start loving yourself. Kind of like I'm doing right now. But I really think that once people start to do that, that's a good thing. That's definitely a good thing. That other people notice inside of you a spark of energy that should be there, and they're not understanding why it's not there, because they see the brilliance inside of you. But once you start to see the brilliance inside of yourself, then you can motivate people by just walking in a room. And I've definitely done that. Because I love myself, and I do, yes, make mistakes still. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm starting to love myself more than I go out and look for validation for people to love me more. Because seeking for that, I will never receive that. Seeking for love in other people to love me, that doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. But the fact that I love myself, I can hang out with myself, I'll roll alone, and that's okay. Because whoever is supposed to be at my vibration just is not here right now. And if you're a lone rider, then understand this. Your vibration is just so strong that people just necessarily, they can't hang around you because you're too positive of a person. And that's okay. That's okay, because that means that you love yourself enough to be alone, to wait for more positive people to build your vibration, because there are infinite levels of love. I just want to tell you that. There are infinite levels of who you can be, and nobody can take that away from you. Absolutely nobody. But you have to take that first step. You have to take that first step and say, I want to love myself. And by the process of the law of manifestation, or the law of attraction rather, it will happen. You will manifest the things the tools and the things that you need to love yourself. But the law of attraction will set everything in stone. That if you wake up every morning and you're like, I want to love myself, I want to do better, I want to be the best that I can be, I want to love me and only me, then that will happen. But you have to do it constantly, and you cannot let any distractions come up in your life, because they will. But you know what? Just use those distractions as kind of like, borders to stay in line of positivity, because positivity is the best energy and it can heal anything. The next topic that we're going to be talking about is examine your surroundings. I have been in many surroundings throughout my entire life. I grew up in Texas, and then I moved to Georgia to finish out my middle and high school years. Only being 21, a lot of people call me an old soul and things of that nature, and I mean, that's cool and all, but I really feel like I have been in so many situations. One, because I am a thespian, so I've acted as many different people. I've worked on TV a lot, and met so many people: Queen Latifah, Regina Hall, Amanda Steinberg, so many people. But the one thing that I will say is that I've always kept distance between me and my friends and my family. A safe distance. Looked at them from a distance, because only you got you. And you have to examine your surroundings. Because if you don't, then you'll just be letting everybody up in your circle, and necessarily you don't want to do that, because once you start conjuring up your gifts and your talents and things of that nature, people will try to actually suppress your gifts and your talents, because they necessarily don't have the same talents and gifts that you have. And I've learned that the hard way. It's a shame that people will, in fact, suppress your subconsciously. They don't know that they're doing it. But if you're a talented person and you start to feel like, okay, well, I'm not using all of my gifts and my talents, and why is that? Is that because I'm being pressured by family members or friends to do things that I don't want to do? Because it makes them feel more comfortable to see me around them all the time, and it makes them feel uncomfortable when I'm succeeding? You have to ask yourself these questions. As a millennial, we have the gift to be very versatile and very strong with our vibration, and that's because we were just born at a very, very strong time in the whole spectrum of humanity. There's no getting around that. Every person that I have met that was born in the time frame that is between 1980 and 1997 is very strong, empathic, has gifts and talents that's supposed to be used to inspire this generation and other generations to come, and the older generation. But before you do any of that, you have to watch where you're surrounding yourself. If you do not watch what is surrounding you, you will be gobbled up by the things that are in your environment, and you won't even know it. It'll be like you're driving in the dark, and once you turn on your headlights, boom, you crash into a wall. But you could have avoided that wall if you just turned on your headlights the entire before probably the ride even started, or and you could have picked which road you wanted to drive on, and you could have drove in a whole nother direction, and you would have dodged the wall, you would have dodged the darkness, and you would have been good. You know what I'm saying? You could have been riding in a white Cadillac, but no, you driving in a dark alley with your lights off, and you don't know where you're going. But your friends are there, and your friends are saying, "Oh no, it's good. Like we good, or we comfortable over here in the dark, and we comfortable being unsuccessful, and we want you to be comfortable being unsuccessful too." But it's like, I don't want to be comfortable, in a dark alley with my headlights off and being unsuccessful with my friends and my family and stuff like that. I want to motivate people to get to my level. You know what I'm saying? And when you do get people to get to your level, you have to also watch their surroundings as well, because I've had friends who I thought were my friends, and I've helped them get out of the situations that they were in. And to this day, I don't speak to those friends anymore, because when you share your vibration with other people who are not consciously trying to get to that same vibration as you, they will not keep you around, because they won't need you anymore. They will not need you anymore. So watch your surroundings. Watch who you surround yourself with, and make sure that whatever you surround yourself with is worth it. Make sure that it will motivate you to get to the next level. Make sure that it pushes you. Make sure that it changes your life. Make sure that you are in a better situation when you surround yourself with these things. Hopefully it's positive, but if it is negative for some reason, have a good reason why you are having this negative thing around you. I don't necessarily think that anything negative, unless you're trying to, I tried to come up with like a situation, but if you're trying to get positive in a positive situation, you can't have anything in your surroundings be negative, because by the law of vibration, negativity is going to make positivity negative if you keep negativity around. But if you keep positivity around positivity, you're only going to get more positivity. You know what I'm saying? That is just how that works. So just examine your surroundings and understand why you have the things in your life that you do have in your life. The reason why I do yoga every morning in mantra ohms, the reason why I am vegan, pescatarian, is because I keep those things in my surroundings. The reason why I drink alkaline pH 8 water, the reason why I have all these things in my surrounding, the reason why I brush my teeth with Tom's organic fluoride-free toothpaste is because of the fact that I keep these things in my surrounding, because I want to make sure that I become the highest vibrational person that I can be. And you have to have an objective. You have to have an objective of what you want to be, and everything else will follow. But if you have negativity in your surroundings, then nothing good will come of that. Nothing good. I promise you. Promise you. The last thing that we're going to talk about is, don't be scared to be more. And what I mean by that is, you can't be scared to tell people how you feel every second of your life. Don't be afraid to tell people that you feel uncomfortable with negativity. Don't be afraid to tell people, listen, this is not what I should be doing right now. This is me having this conversation with you is not benefiting positivity towards my positive aura, so I'm going to leave. Like, let's say if you're having a conversation with a friend, and y'all buddies, and y'all go way back, and all of this stuff, and everybody, used to kick it with your friend or whatever. But let's say if y'all haven't seen each other, in a long time or whatever, and but you've been meditating, you changed your diet, you're vegan now, you really don't pay attention to political issues. You pay more attention to environmental issues because you know that that's more important than political issues, and you just have totally changed your aura, and you're positive, and you know what I'm saying. You're doing it up. You're a well-rounded, positive person, and then your friend calls you or whatever. Because this does happen. Negativity finds positivity, and it tries to take it down. Let's say if your friend calls you or whatever, and y'all haven't seen each other in 6-7 months or whatever, and y'all go, let's go out to eat or whatever, and then you're thinking that your friend is on the same level or whatever, and then y'all go out to eat, and just nothing but negativity is happening. And your friend is telling you, like I got in a car crash the other day, and then I got in a fight with this dude, and this dude, he came to my house, and he spray painted everything, and it was just crazy, and then I lost my job, and did all of this, and it's just, he or she, your friend, is just spewing negativity towards you, just spewing it. And you're just like, man, this is, in your head, you're just like, man, this is such a negative conversation. Like, I can't do this. But if you were, 7 months ago when y'all was just kicking it or whatever, obviously your friend has not decided that he or she needed to change his or her motives about their lives, you know what I'm saying? But 6 to 7 months ago, you were like, okay, I need to change my life. I need to do it up, and now you're at the 6-7 month, time, and you guys are meeting, and you having dinner with your friend, and inside your head, you're just like, man, I really don't want to be rude, but I've learned too much, and I know, like, energetically, my friend has not been doing the same stuff that I've been doing. That's the reason why their life is just not vibrationally positive as mine. But I don't want to be rude. But this is what you should say to your friend after, they're just spewing out negativity. Hey, dude, I'm so sorry for all of the negativity that you've gone through. But I would really like to refrain from talking about negativity, anymore. And your friend probably gonna be like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm talking about my life. My life is not negative. Like, and then you should say, well, listen, of course you're not gonna think that your life is not negative because you're living your life. But as a positive person, for me, I haven't even told you about the great things that have happened into my life. I'm getting married soon. I just got a new promotion, a new car. I just got a house. I'm going to be working on TV soon as an actor. I've always wanted to do these things. And, but the reason why all of these things are happening is because, I started meditating 7 months ago, and I started to do mantra arms. I changed my diet, and I've just been so much happier because I've invested love and positivity into myself. And there could be 1 or 2 things that could happen if you just decide to just splurge upon your friend of all of this positivity that has happened. They could either get really happy for you or not understand what you're talking about because you're speaking at another vibration, and since they are at another vibration negatively, compared to your vibration, they will not understand what you're saying, and they're probably going to get mad. They're probably going to get mad, and trust me, I have had this happen to me. I have seen a friend and they weren't at the same level as me, and I've been like, well, I've done this and this and this and this and this, and they're like, okay, yeah, great. Yeah. Because inside of that, your friend's head or whatever, they gonna be like, man, like, why isn't my life like this? Because they don't understand you can't tell someone to take a spiritual journey. You cannot tell someone to take a spiritual journey. It is a long, tedious process. Let me tell you, I took one, and I'm still taking one too, but I am on the positive side of it because I decided to take one 2 years ago. 2 years ago. It's been 2 years. I've been vegan for 2 years. I've been meditating for like at least a year. Every day, consistently. Sometimes 2 a day. And it's hard to do something repetitively and actually have it a part of your lifestyle, like putting something inside of your lifestyle, because when you're so used to living life a certain way and you start to do something else, it seems hard at first to keep on doing it, but really it's not. It's just an adjustment that you have to get used to, and you have to give up something to implement something else into your life, which is positivity. You have to give up negativity to put in positivity, which at first will feel uncomfortable because you're just at another vibration. That's all that is, and you're rising your vibration. So it's gonna feel uncomfortable when you rise, yourself to a new level, because you're upgrading yourself. And don't be afraid to be more. Don't be scared to be more, because more is, what you are, and you cannot be scared of being more and being the best that you can be, because if you're scared to be the best that you can be, I promise you, your boss or whoever you're working for or whoever your friends are or whoever your family member is that knows that they can take over your mind, they will not be scared to do that. But if you are not more, and if you are not, amazing, trust me when I tell you, people will try to take you down. Like, honestly, you're like an airplane. You can either fly high into the sky, probably go into space and see other planets if you want to, or you can just sit in the garage and wait for somebody to tell you to go fly, or you could just fly on your own. You know what I'm saying? You have to decide what you want to do in your life, and you cannot let people make decisions for you, because if you do, then what's the point of having a brain, and what's the point of being able to talk, and what's the point of being able to walk if somebody else is making decisions for you? They might as well tell you where to walk and how to talk and how to dress. And I mean, people already do those things, but you don't have to accept those things as life. And life is not so strict and mean and organized. Life is messy and happy and healthy and beautiful. You cannot be afraid to be yourself. That's what I've learned over the short years of life that I've had. Life is amazing. Life is strange. Life is so colorful. And I really thank God every day for me waking up and me being able to have, the tools and the technology to reach people, because, without my positivity, I don't really know where I would be. And don't feel afraid of cutting off people, because if you don't and continue to let people stay into your life that are altering your positive energy, and you have to compromise it every day just to have a conversation with somebody, they don't need to be on your level. Or they need to get to your level, but the fact that they aren't at that current stage, you can't force them to do anything that they don't want to do. You can only lead by example. And by example means you have to go higher with your vibration. And that's what I've learned to do, is not even deal with conflict or anything like that. Just keep it going, keep it moving. Keep it going, because it's going to get better. It's going to get better, but it won't get better until you make yourself better. Thank you so much for listening to The Millennial.